Hello traders, it's Connie Hill. Welcome to Quick Tips for thinkorswim. Today's quick tip is how to allow the thinkorswim charts to find your custom candle pattern. Do you think it could be done? Sounds kind of exciting. I'll show you how easy this is to do. When we're talking about these things today, keep in mind they're for information and education. Don't consider it a recommendation of any sort. I'm going to have you come over here to my Tesla chart. And with Tesla, we're going to use it as our example. I'm going to bring my arrow up here to the patterns icon, and I want you to select on it. Make sure there's a check mark here for show patterns, and then we're going to go to the select patterns. On the select patterns, you can see, oh, look, there's some price patterns, which we've done a tutorial on in the past. We've done some candle patterns for the charts to identify for us, and these have all been coded in if you recognize those candlestick names. And then we're going to create our own pattern here. We start out by clicking on this create icon, and it takes us into what's called Condition Wizard. And Condition Wizard really is just a nice little tool that allows us to create a pattern and then build some ThinkScript behind it, and we don't have to do any coding at all. We're going to start here, click on the plus sign, and we're going to do a descending trend because we're going to look for a close below the low of the high day. So we want a little bit of a descending trend. The default is 5 candles. I'm going to change it to 6, just make it a little bit more. The next one, we're going to do an ascending trend, and we really don't want this one to be very big. So maybe this one we'll put down here at, say, let's go 3 candles here. So hopefully this little run up here is not bigger than the pullback down here with the 6 candles. Next, we're going to put in an up candle and a down candle. And we need to identify a relationship here so that this is our close below our low of our high candle day. Now, as I put my mouse on here, you can see on this plain candle, I've got a high, a close, an O for opening, an L for low. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take my mouse, put it on the high of the green candle, and I'm going to drag it to the high of the red candle. And we're going to put in a relationship here that we want the green candle high to be greater than the red candle high. And so it does that for us. It's nice. It moves the drawing a little bit so you can see that there. Next, we want to make sure this red candle is identified as closing lower than the low of the high day. So we're going to take the low here. We're going to drag it to the close this time. And we're also going to put in greater as well. The relationship, when you're trying to state it, start with the candle that you started with. So in this case, I kept starting with the green candle. And that's why I said, all right, I want the low of this green candle to be greater than or higher than the closing price on that red candle day. Now I'm going to show you down here under the conditions how it maps it out. And so here we can see our number 3 up candle, our number 4 down candle, and these 2 relationships that we built between those 2 candles. Now guess what? That is it. We're going to save this, but I want to show you the ThinkScript editor shows you the code that it created behind the scenes. Well, we just actually did that, so we can pat ourselves on the back, how smart we are, and allow the Condition Wizard to help us create that. We're going to give this candle pattern a name. I'm going to call it a close below low of high day acronym, and I'm going to give it the number 8. Next, we have to say, well, what icon do we want it to show up to let us know when we have a CBLOHD? So I'm going to come down here. We're going to choose a down arrow, and we can keep this hot pink color. That's fine. And then we're going to go ahead and hit save. When we hit save, it added it over to our list of candlestick patterns here. And then it also put it on one we want to have it display. So I'm going to just go ahead and say, okay. And you can see we have 2 pink down arrows for letting us know we have a CBLOHD here. Well, the pink arrow, it stands out, but it's so small, so we want to change it. We couldn't do this in the initial coding, but what we're going to do, we're going to come up to patterns, hit our select patterns, and on the one with the gear, or on the one with the CBLOHD, we're going to select on the gear, and we're going to choose the width. So instead of being a 1, we're going to make it a 5. We're going to make it as big as possible. Then we're going to select OK. And now, yeah, we can see those pink candles, not pink candles, pink arrows a little bit better there. So we can see, yep, there was a little bit of a run up. And then, yep, we have this red candle here. The closing price, we can see visually that it closed lower than the low price of our high candle day. We've got another one sitting right here. Again, we can see the little bit of a run up. We can see the pullback. We can see that relationship that the closing price here easily is visible to see that it's lower than that high candle day. All right, now you know how to do this. You can experiment. Now I'm going to show you some variations of this. If I come back into patterns, select patterns and candlestick, I had built some CBLOHDs previously. So I have a CBLOHD here, and if I click on the gear, it doesn't have a lock in it, which means we can change it. It'll show us, well, what did I do here for this candle pattern? Well, in this one, I said, okay, let's do 5 down and 3 up. So that's slightly different than what we just created. If we go into the CBLOHD 6, it is actually the same as what we created, 6 down, 3 up. I'll go ahead and just hit cancel. And so you can see there are some variations, and if you want to put all of them on the screen at once, you can. All right, this one's 7 down, 4 up. But again, the red and the green candles are going to have that very same relationship. So if you wanted, you could put them all on the chart. You could just work with the active one that maybe you want to test out. Now you know how to go in and have it find your custom candle patterns. So go ahead, have some fun, and see if you can have it identify a CBLOHD as well as something else you're interested in.